Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Emma, and we're playing Dragon Age Inquisition. This is Codex episode number 3, so let's get right into it. Alright, we should only have a few categories left. I hate when it's in that first slot because I can never tell which ones are new and which ones aren't. I know it had a thing. So, was that it? Or God forbid, was it this first one and I just clicked over it? Unknowingly. Let's just read both just in case. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. Oh, no, we read this one. So this had to have been it. We read this one in game. Okay, let's check the other one. Oh, fuck. This might be a lot shorter than I thought. I don't remember this one, so let's go ahead and read it. Those who oppose thee shall know the wrath of heaven. Field and forest shall burn. The sea shall rise and devour them. The wind shall tear their nations from the fact of the earth. Lightning shall rain down from the sky. They shall cry out to their false gods and find silence. Canticle Andraste, 719. Who was Andraste? This question has lingered in the ages since her death, not as easily answered as the faithful assume. Born an Alamari slave in the frontier realm of the Tevinter Imperium, now Ferelden, the chant says she is the bride of the Maker, that he told her in a vision of her role leading the rebellion against the corrupt magisters. Is it true, or, as some early Andrastian cults believed, did a friendly spirit bestow this vision? That's a juicy tidbit that complicates matters. We must remember that legends of Andraste were multitude in the years immediately following her execution, and beliefs we take for granted belong to the quote-unquote cult victorious in suppressing all others. Indeed, even to suggest there was once disagreement was considered the direst heresy, not hearsay, although also hearsay, until today, when we have lost even the memory of disagreement. Y'all, that's how cults do shit. All we know for certain is that Andraste inspired a world gripped by tyranny and chaos, that she helped spark a war which tore all of Thedas asunder. How delicious would it be if she was possessed by some spirit of something or other? Oh my God. That would completely... I don't think the Chantry would let it get out, honestly, because they profit off of the suppression and control of mages. They fear-monger the normal masses to effectuate that control as well, because if the normal people fear them, then they are okay with mages being kept in cages, right? It's all a self-perpetuating benefit for the Chantry, right? As long as they fearmonger, then they're able to keep mages suppressed, and as we've read in these actual entries, then they're able to use them as combatants in war. They're able to use them to power shit in the Chantry. There's some flame that is a mage's actual duty to keep alight, and it's some religious thing. They're literally just being used, so many other instances in this beautiful narrative. And that's not sarcastic. I do think this narrative is beautiful, but for sure there is a lot of systematic oppression and shit of more than just the mages. The Deep Roads. There isn't a dwarf alive who remembers the Deep Roads as they once were. They were the network of tunnels that joined the 𝒂𝒾𝒶 together. To be honest, it isn't even right to give them such a simple term as tunnels. They are works of art with centuries of planning demonstrated in the geometry of their walls, with the statues of the paragons that watch over travelers, with the flow of lava that keeps the Deep Roads lit and warm. The cloud gazers up on the surface talk of the imperial highway built by the magisters of old, a raised walkway that crossed thousands of miles, something that could only have been built by magic. Perhaps it is comparable to the Deep Roads, although we dwarves don't need magic. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore. The Darkspawn rule the Deep Roads now. When 𝒸𝒹𝒾𝒶 sealed off the entrances to the Deep Roads, abandoning everything that lay out there, we handed over the kingdom that was to those black bastards forever. To think that there are genlocks crawling over Balnamore now, tearing down our statues and defiling our greatest works. Corruption covers everything we built out there. Every dwarf who goes out and comes back says that it gets worse with each passing year. The foulness spread a little farther. And the cloud gazers think the Darkspawn are gone just because they aren't spilling out onto the surface. One day, when 𝒸𝒹𝒾𝒶 is gone for good, they'll find out differently. Those Darkspawn won't have anywhere else to go but up, and they'll do it. The surface folk will have themselves a blight that will never end. Transcript of a conversation with a member of the Dwarven mining caste, 890 blessed. Yo, this is why we sit down and read these codex entries, is because they flesh out so much more of the game. This is so important. Redcliffe. King Calenhad Theron once famously declared, "The fate of Redcliffe is the fate of all Ferelden." Certainly, the castle is the first and last defense for the sole land route into Ferelden, and the country has never fallen to any force that did not first capture Redcliffe. The castle, which, despite being 3 times captured, is popularly described as unassailable. That's categorically false. Also guards one of the largest and most prosperous towns in Ferelden. Oh, the city, I was like, does it lead to somewhere? Like, Lothering? But I digress. Redcliffe village is well situated near the mountain pass to 𝒸𝒹𝒻 and the Orlesian border, and so serves as a center of foreign trade. For these reasons, Redcliffe is accounted an Arling, despite the smallness of the domain. I didn't know that. The inhabitants of Redcliffe village are primarily fishermen or merchants who ship dwarven goods through the pass from Orlais to Denerim. When the entire village smells of smoked fish on certain late autumn mornings, the merchants in their finery do their utmost to pretend otherwise. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, the travels of a Chantry scholar by Brother Genetivi. We don't see as much of Genetivi in this one. The events of the Ferelden Civil War left Redcliffe in tatters. Its reconstruction has been a slow process, but the city has made a remarkable recovery after its ordeal at the hands of a young lord, Connor Garin. Oh, is that his last name? I guess I've never heard his last name. After the Battle of Denerim, Arl Eamon gave the Arling over to his younger brother in order to devote his full attention to advising the throne. He left the new Arl Tegan with the monumental task of rebuilding the town and perhaps the even greater challenge of dealing with the influx of mages into the area following the breaking of the circles. Eamon's like, bye. Here, all this shit happened. It's yours now. Have fun. All right. Saharon. The goal is fear. The Qunari and Saharan's markets must fear that everyone who serves their food is a rebel looking for a chance to slip poison into Qunari's plate. The rebels must fear that every farmer they pass in the fields is a Ben Hasrath spy ready to bring soldiers running. And the commoners, the peasants, they must fear everyone. They see rebels light fires that kill Qunari and commoner alike. They see Ben Hasrath arrest commoners who all know are innocent. More mindfuckery. I hate it. When these events do not occur naturally, it is our duty to catalyze the process. So to keep people guessing and to fear for their lives. Because I know if so-and-so was arrested and was innocent, it doesn't matter what they're doing. They always are going to be in fear of coming under arrest because you don't have to do anything wrong. Sounds like Portland. Only when the commoner of Saharan feel the rebels and hate the Qunari will the Imperium be seen as the preferable option. The actions we take here may seem cruel, but to succeed we must agitate until all of Saharan hates both the rebels and the Qunari for their actions. What? Only when the people are broken can we save them. Only when they fear all others will they accept the aid of the Imperium. Any good soldier would kill 10 men to save 20. We must bring terror to Saharan so that we might one day bring peace. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this, but this sounds like atrocious. Any excerpt from a training, or an excerpt from a training manual given to Tevinter operatives. Oh, okay. I thought a Qunari was reading this. I was like, bruh. Tevinter was running the 𝒂𝒃𝒁, whose existence has been officially denied. Wow, I almost need to reread this. So they're just sowing fear and discord because they want to take it over, is what it looks like. Y'all, why can't you just let people be? Come on. The Fallow Mire. Oh, no. Oh, okay, the resources. Oh, that's actually kind of handy. So when we do want to know if we need to go farm a specific thing, we know where to go. The Fallow Mire. I spent the last week in the Fallow Mire. The bog stretches forever, and it's slow riding at night when the mist gets thick. You can still travel along the old roads, and there's enough good hunting to make the trip worthwhile. Fish, birds, even a few hearts. No, don't kill them. There's one thing to look out for, though. Bog unicorns, clearly. When anything dies in the water, the mire preserves it. I was stalking a magnificent buck when a corpse clawed out of the water at me. I'm not afraid to say that I ran. No rack of antlers was worth fighting a demon. My cousin in Fisher's End thought it was funny. Says he has to look out for undead every time he goes outside the village. I don't know how he stands it. I don't either. The Forbidden Oasis. Okay, good. That's also just resources. I met Bayard, and Val Royeaux. From here, we will travel with the miners to the western approach. I already missed the sound of your voice, but the contract they offered will provide for us. And what is a year if I know you're waiting at the end of it? Bayard says the miners call the place the Forbidden Oasis. I feared perhaps the water was poisonous. You hear of such things. Or that the area was home to one of the beasts in... Oh, no. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. One of Jay's books. Bayard simply laughed and told me not to worry so much. When I asked how the Oasis earned its dramatic name, Bayard replied, "Don't ask about the door." Excerpt from a letter written by Saul Didot. Is it French? To his wife Lynette, dated 938 Dragon. No further correspondence was sent. Poor thing. The Storm Coast. Okay. I cannot say whether the Storm Coast receives more inclement weather than any other stretch of northern Ferelden coastline. That hasn't stopped the region from boasting more than its fair share of tragic tales. If all are to be believed, rich merchant ships blanket the depths due to the follies of their proud captains. The infamous and likely fictional pirate Denel of Sal gave up the sea to become a Grey Warden while standing on these shores, and countless young women pine for grooms lost to the waves. I witnessed nothing so fanciful on my brief sojourn to the coast. However, the area is sparsely populated, and as I watched the waking sea strike the shore, I could see why such tales are born. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Did we do? I don't think we've done this one. Val Royeaux, and a resident, a Royan, will say it is the greatest city in the world. Many take such pride for arrogance, but they do so through smiles as they nod in agreement, for such is the cost of doing business in the capital. Val Royeaux is in every way a world leader in commerce, culture, and its own exaggerated beauty. The site was founded during Evren's Grand Unification, the result of a mix of influences not so much balanced as driven together. And while such an amalgamation would be cause for chaos elsewhere, the prosperity of the region has enabled an upward spiral of indulgence. The capital has endured the ages to become a beacon of civilization, and its citizens the measure of modernity. Just ask them. An element of Val Royeaux is notoriously risque, and it exists harmoniously beside the aristocracy and the palace bureaucrats. Indeed, the aristocracy tends to indulge in the city's darker side quite frequently, if discreetly, and that only adds to the mystique. Nobility elsewhere tend to be much more conservative and concerned about their reputation, even if a trip into the capital to indulge a few private pleasures is not completely out of the question. In Val Royeaux, transgressions are suffered and forgiven with flamboyant urgency. That is not to say the city is without lasting scandal or hardship, but one must squint past the gilding to be allowed even a glimpse, as Royans are very careful about the face they present. Such it is with the mass of nobility and the underbelly of their streets. Excerpted from Val Royeaux, Excess Grand and Otherwise by formerly Sister Laudine. I wonder why it's former. The Summer Bazaar. We rededicate this jewel of Val Royeaux as the Summer Bazaar of the First Lion, to reflect the spirit of renewal that is at the heart of the capital and of our people. Let the strength of the four always guard the grace of the empire. Let the blossoms and promise of the changing seasons be a tribute to trade and public gathering. For here, in the name of the Lion Valmont, we will be an example to the world of how our legions respond to adversity. Our way cannot be threatened, for it embodies the truth of tradition and the promise of progress. The blight finds no purchase in the heart of commerce. A plaque dedicating the Summer Bazaar for victories earned and to come, placed in 530 Exalted. That is it. This one I'm excited about. Oh. It's veritably empty. I am the one. I feel sun through the ashes in the sky. Where's the one who will guide into night? What's begun is the war that will force this divide. What's to come is fire in the end of time. I am the one who can recount what we've lost. I am the one who will live on. I have run through the fields of pain and sighs. I have fought to see the other side. I am the one who can recount what we've lost. I am the one who will live on. Oh! Meriden sings this, apparently. I'll have to listen more closely when we're in the tavern. Maker, sky fall, let darkness reign on thee. Now flee from the dragon's heart. Warring. Oh no! Did we do the thing where it starts? Yes! Where it starts at the end! I don't know why it does that. Maker, have you left me here? Temple, sacred ashes. Tragic, mark upon our land. Skyfall, let darkness rain on me. Now flee from the dragon's heart. Warring, battle-scarred eyes. Breach into the fate has come. Demon, please spare my life and our sons. That one is not as poetic. I think we read Sarah Was Never. Nightingale's eyes. Nightingale's eyes. What secret lies in their worth? Ravens' tears they cry, and all the while they softly lie and spy upon you. Nightingale's eyes. What will they find left behind? Craven master spy, with a heart remiss for those who could not find the truth. We are blinded, and so we're hiding, dying to be. We're hiding from the fighting, longing to see. We're waiting for someone to speak and set us all free. Nightingale's eyes can free the ties on our hands. Craven master spies, can they find the key that can unlock the past? We're hiding from the fighting, longing to see. We're waiting for someone to speak and set us all free. Wow, that was a lot shorter than I thought it would be. We didn't really actually have that many to go over. All right. Should we go on? Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Okay. Let's pick up some loot. Okay. I'm hoping our bags are still pretty okay. Poor Connor. Oh, wait, can we actually go down there? Oh, okay, good. I'm glad I realized that. More codex entries. The Dwarven Merchants Guild. The Dwarven Merchants Guild is, without question, the most powerful surface dwarf institution. It has become what the Assembly is to the people of Orzammar, a prestigious club that everyone wants to belong to, and the surest means to obtain power and fortune. The guild's leaders can always trace their lineage back to noble or merchant case houses in Orzammar. The guild regulates trade between the Dwarven city and the surface, and so quietly controls the entire economy of Orzammar, though the ruling king or assembly would never admit it. The guild is heavily conservative, but is starting to get more of the ascendants, especially banking families, into its membership, which has caused no small amount of infighting in the guild. From The Dowager's Field Guide to Good Society, by Lady Alcyone. She says, unsure. Okay, I was like, and this is a really tumultuous bay, like. Oh. Templar ships? I guess this is what the mages escaped on? Hello, bird. You scared me. Loot. I guess that's fine. We can go over there. Thank you. And thank you. Ooh, cool. Crafting ingredients. Can I talk to you? No. I kind of want to jump on the boats, but I don't know if it's going to let me in it. Alright. Armor pen. It's never a bad thing. What did I miss? Ah, some gold in this little trap. Wow, we got a lot of gold down this area. I'm glad we went. Excuse me, Connor, I hope your life gets better, honey. I can grab this spindleweed. Did we get that pot down there? No, we did not. Excuse me. I'm just gonna walk right through that wire, apparently. We'll just pretend she ducked underneath it. Alright. There's one more thing over here. Just more spindleweed. Fine. I'm chill with that. Okay, so there's some quests. Let's pick them up. Oh, we haven't gone this way. That's right. That's right. What is right here and a little behind me? Oh, what is that? Another codex. Sorry, guys. It really is a codex entry episode. Oh? All right. The Carta. Let's just do it. We're here. We're learning a lot about dwarves, apparently. Here we go. It's 18. The castless dwarves of Orzammar have few prospects. Consigned to live in a crumbling ruin on the social and economic fringes of the mighty dwarven capital, most resort to begging, prostitution, or crime. Just as all rivers eventually join the sea, all castles who turn to crime eventually become part of the Carta. The hero Ferelden decimated the ranks of this ancient gang while rallying the dwarves to join in the battle against the archdemon, 𝒂𝒹𝒾𝒶? I really don't like how elvish that sounds. Unable to recover the power they once had in Orzammar, they turned their attention topside, using groups of surface-dwelling dwarves to smuggle weapons, lyrium, surface luxuries, people, and other goods between Orzammar and human lands. Despite the flow of business, its members are still desperate and violent. With no strong leader to rein in their excesses, they have little sense of dwarven honor and freely break their word, double-cross allies, and renege on deals. From the Stone and Her Children, Dwarves of the Dragon Age, by Brother Genetivi. Brother Genetivi is a dwarven scholar. As in a scholar of dwarf things, not a dwarf who is a scholar. Okay, let's head down here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing. You guys have your cute conversation. I like how they're doing that little shy, like, I've got my hands clasped behind my back. Alright. Spindleweed. I'm trying to keep an eye out for those little things of coin. Alright. You have the quest.
Ah, Senna, my darling. For the first time in all these years, I fear I will not be visiting your ashes. What world is this? That demons and brigands stop a man from taking flowers to his wife's shrine.
What if I took flowers to your wife's shrine for you?
I do not know what to say, except thank you. You are Dalish. My Senna and I, We kept to the old ways as we could. Though I know we are as children to you. Her shrine lies on a hill to the west, near the table stones. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Walk in peace.
I love that. That small line of acknowledgement. Because we are one of the people. Can you imagine? I can't. Ugh. Not being one of the people, because I would very much like to imagine that. But being in that sort of situation. Not being able to visit your loved ones habitually, as you would prefer.
No, they don't.
Alright, so this is back to the beginning where we initially started out.
This was a land of spirit.
Yes, we talked to you.
Magic grows wild in the hills.
Shit, is that all? Is this... Do we have anything else left? Let me look at the map. Dang. Yeah, I think that's all we've got left. Oh! I love how the roofs have grass on them. It's supposed to be like natural insulation, right? Also, like, can you imagine how cute it would be to have like a little garden up there? Okay, I know this episode's probably gonna run a little long, but we'll go ahead and introduce our newest cast of characters.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
Oh, Fiona.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The free mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
Andraste's ass. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
I want to say this, but I want to say this sympathetically, empathetically. Something's very wrong here. Oh, please have grace in this, Lavellan.
An alliance with Tevinter is a terrible mistake.
All hope of peace died with Justinia. This bargain with Tevinter would not have been my first choice, but we had no choice. We are losing this war. I needed to save as many of my people as I could.
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
He's skeezy.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? An Arl would never voluntarily leave his seat.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
What? Also, I love how our companions are interacting in this conversation. Y'all, this is the best. This is everything I wanted.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
Slave labor.
For the moment, the Southern mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Oh.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Fiona's not having any of this bullshit.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I'm not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious, indeed.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be. Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Baby, you can't pull that out
Come
so
to
quick.
the Chantry. You are in danger.
Oh, but she's so pretty.
Ooh, very mysterious.
Please.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
He's not wrong. Okay. Now, is this where... Did Meriden come with us? I'm not sure what's happening. Anyways, we'll continue from here. I wanted to go ahead and get a little cliffhanger set up for you guys. Some more tasty adventure. Oh, I'm so excited for this arc. We meet one of my favorite companions. And I dearly want to free the mages again. Except this time from clutches of more selfish people. Alright, you guys. There will be a stream tonight, even though it's Friday, because I wasn't able to yesterday, and then stream tomorrow for Mass Effect. I think I'm going to go ahead and set up our first episode of Mass Effect here with a premiere. Probably for next week sometime. Let me know what you guys think, if you have a preference for what time of day works best for y'all. Otherwise, I'm just gonna pick one, and whoever shows up, shows up. All right. I hope that each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time.